Hello!
Hello!
Hello, welcome to this week's coffee chat. Don't really know how to start. How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay, thank you. Yeah, good weekend. It was a bit windy, a bit sunny and windy.
It was sunny on Saturday.
Yes, it was, but we went to Sandwich, didn't we? A little walk by the river.
That was Friday.
I know, but we did go to Sandwich.
Apparently, this is probably something that everyone in this area knows, and I'm going to say something stupid. There's Sandwich, and next door there's Ham. Is that true, or have I been like...
I don't know, I think...
Like, next to Sandwich, there's a place called Ham.
And together they make
And then there's
ham.
And there's jam and cheese.
I might be wrong, and people watching might be like, what
I think
are you
Sandwich
on
is
about?
where the sandwich was invented.
Was it actually?
Yes.
I think I've read somewhere, haven't we, that some famous guy was playing poker and he didn't want to interrupt his game, so he asked the person to serve him meat between two slices of bread so he could eat it and carry on playing. I think the sandwich was born.
That was hundreds of it wasn't like recently.
Not last week. No, it's not like a lockdown thing. I mean, I think this is
Hi Chris Heafield and Martin.
Because it was invented in Sandwich, that it's become the sandwich.
Wow.
You have to check that out for me, guys. Fact check
And
that.
in the comments below you can say if Ham is close by village.
I feel like it is, but if it's not, then I feel like I probably sound like a bit of a fool.
And I think there's a lawnmower going to start outside. So
That's going to be fun.
We'll just see if it does.
Yeah,
That's okay.
that's going to be enjoyable. So, what were you doing in Sandwich? Did you buy anything for lunch?
We didn't have a sandwich. We had a coffee, didn't we?
Yeah, we just went in a few charity shops and it's just nice to go into some little shops.
So I'm wondering whether our team are just pulling our leg by vet start a lawnmower outside.
Yeah.
We're
We'll
going
see.
to carry on.
They're in an interesting mood today, aren't they?
Yeah,
We're going to carry on.
and sometimes Martin will do all he can to try to distract or...
He's desperate for airtime, isn't he?
He's desperate for
Although we
airtime.
have invited him in and he won't actually
Yeah,
come.
true.
No.
I think he'd rather do something the other side of the blinds and be
yeah.
Mr. Funny Man.
Yeah.
So you went for coffee in Sandwich.
I walked by the river.
I walk by the river.
Right.
A few charity
Was that the
shops.
highlight of the weekend?
Yes, probably.
Sunday
Kind of
church
remember
as
it.
well.
Sunday
Sunday
church.
church.
Oh, of course, that's always the highlight,
Yeah.
right?
And apparently you went on a walk, a circular walk.
Yeah, oh my life, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. So,
Build up for action.
okay, so me and Emma, probably about 4 or 5 times, we've gone to Reculver for a walk. And we've gone, I'm sorry for those that don't know Reculver,
I
but
think everybody knows about it.
Well, not-
No,
Well, if they're
because
not
people are
from this
watching from all
area.
over the country.
don't be so area.
It's
Is.
a recoverist.
So if you go for a walk in Reculver, one way there's the castle bit, is that
I think it's-
ruins, whatever.
Is that-
Ruins. The
Yeah.
other way is
The
like a
sea.
hill over by the sea, and I
Sharks,
call
teeth,
it
if you're good enough to find them.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I call it the Whitstable Hengistbury Head. If you don't know Bournemouth, then that means nothing to you. But we normally walk that way, me and Emma,
Yeah.
and then we turn around after about 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And
Lazy-
we're like, that was a nice
lazy-
walk. And we go back, get a coffee, get a donut, and then we're off.
Yeah.
But yesterday, so my sister and Saturday, my sister and brother-in-law came for the day. So we were like, we'll take them to Reculver. So
What, for the 10-minute hill
for the
walk?
10-minute hill walk, because I told them it's like the Whitstable Hengistbury Head. So we started doing that walk, but they like long walks.
Yes.
And we got to the top of that bit, and I was like, flip, this is the longest we've ever gone. And then they said, why don't we just keep walking? We were a bit confused at this point. And then we found a really nice walk, circular walk, that was about an hour and a half. It was, I've never walked that much in my life.
Wow.
And then we really deserved our coffee that time, and it was brilliant.
Good.
And did
Good
you
one.
enjoy it?
It was
one.
amazing. Do you know what I liked? There's so many different scenes. So you know, there's the cliff top. Then you went down this cool.
Yes.
It's not bridge, is it? What's it like? Pathway onto the seafront, and then you went out into the woods, and then you saw all these houses, and then you went across the farm. Oh,
Life will never be the same again.
I know.
will you? I don't.
so I think this
I
is
think
going to be
there's a
our
book-
daily
there's a book
walk.
coming out, I think.
A daily walk. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, if I didn't give you enough information, then do let me know, and I'll give you more next time.
And you burn your neck.
And I got really
Oh.
burned. It was
Yeah.
only like 12 degrees.
Yeah.
And it
The
was
sun
just,
is always out.
apparently it doesn't matter how hot
No, it
is
doesn't.
for
The
burning.
ozone
I found that out the other day.
It's not the ozone, no, it's the ultraviolet light.
coming through the broken ozone.
The ozone layer isn't broken anymore.
What's gone?
It's fixed.
Has it?
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
What?
the ozone layer is now fixed.
What do you mean it's now fixed?
Are we using less hairspray?
Who fixed it?
It fixes itself.
That's a
Oh,
really
no,
good
me and Jane,
handyman.
now we're gonna look really stupid. We're like, yeah, so it's fixed.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Oh dear.
Oh, I did not know.
Again, you
that.
can fact check that if you want to. The ozone layer
I don't believe you.
It's largely repaired itself.
Wow.
We've stopped using CFCs, haven't we, in fridges and things? You don't know anything about this, do you? I won't.
Hairspray apparently. you
Wait,
can-
no. I do want to know. I know.
Yeah. Come on.
What difference does that actually make to this, like?
So we're more protected now.
Oh, yeah.
Because the
Yes.
ozone's back up.
Well, ozone, I think, is ionised oxygen, isn't it?
Yeah.
So basically, I think it's a reaction that's taking place in the atmosphere all the time. And now that we've stopped using things like CFCs in our fridges and that, the ozone layer is healing itself.
Jake, look really.
Oh yeah, CFCs.
Yeah, they're the refrigerant that was used to use in fridges, and that's cool.
And that was breaking down the ozone layer. Just
It,
that.
well, it was a very, very, very damaging chemical to the ozone layer.
So basically, we're never going to get sunburn ever again.
Now you will get sunburn.
Oh, okay.
But
Like you did on Saturday.
help me, somebody! I want to go to a science channel. So just wear sunscreen, and the ozone layer getting better, and it's all good.
Oh dear.
my days.
To be fair, I don't even know what an ozone layer is. So.
Yeah, you're probably too young.
I mean, I'm also horrendous.
Young. It's not a medieval thing.
I'm too young for the ozone layer.
I'm too young.
It was about 20 years ago when everyone was saying the ozone layer is broken. And
I mean, I was alive 20 years ago.
Yeah,
but...
but
Yes,
were you
yes.
interested?
There was a hole appearing
Yeah,
over the poles, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And it was a big thing.
And I think that hole there is basically closing up.
Well, I did not know that.
So
and
when
I
you say it's
feel
fixed, it's
enlightened.
fixing itself rather than
I
it
think it's
being
largely fixed, but again, guys, you can fact check me on this. Ham, is it a place next to sandwich? And is the
Wow, there's
ozone
so many
layer
things you can
largely
research.
fixed?
I know.
You need to find out. Yeah, be a whole list of questions and homework at the bottom.
So much homework, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
dear. Well,
Anyway.
I feel like we should probably move well past.
Yeah.
Well past the
weekend.
ozone layer
Yeah.
and sandwiches.
Good.
Yeah.
So Sunday
Yes,
talked on God in the Mystery.
I
Do
did.
you want to give a little summary? I've got to this point now where I'm a bit too lazy to know what to ask, so I start by saying,
And
do you want to
basically
give a
doesn't
summary?
listen on a Sunday. Yeah, so we're in the Emerge series. We've done, this is the third talk, wasn't it? Was it fourth? I've lost track. Third talk. So the first one, introducing the series, we're spending time looking at processing what's happened in lockdown and preparing for the future. Key did a great talk last week on paying attention to grief and loss, didn't you? Which is very well received. If you haven't seen that or heard that talk, drop onto our YouTube channel and listen. It's very good.
That was smooth.
It was smooth. And this week I did a talk called With God in the Mystery, trying to invite people into discovering God in the unknown and in that confusing in-between time when we don't know exactly where things are. It's uncomfortable and often people distract themselves, but I think God wants to meet us in that mystery time more powerfully normally than he normally does.
Well, what struck me about it, because obviously I do listen,
Thank
Oh,
you.
wow.
was when you talked about the disciples having this like amazing day where all these different things happened, and then they go on this, you know, when you think it would be a nice time to chill,
Yeah,
and
chill
then
with
what
Jesus.
happens, because you talked about Peter walking on the water towards Jesus. So
Yeah,
say about that day.
It felt like
Because you would be a bit gutted, wouldn't you?
yeah,
in that
because
moment?
Jesus
Yeah,
just
yeah.
sends you off like I said to the naughty step. You
Yeah,
just get in the boat and go.
And you must have been really tired, like
Yeah.
emotionally,
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah, with all the
Busy
all of
days.
that. I mean, even being at like a, not comparing it to this, but even being at like a Christian festival, at the end of the day, you are
Yeah,
shattered,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And what happened that day? They'd fed the 5,000.
Well, he'd healed the sick,
Yeah.
he taught, the gospel tells he does great teaching, he feeds them, miraculous all-you-can-eat buffet provided.
So it was like a great one-day conference.
And I've been looking
Yeah.
forward to just chilling on the beach with Jesus, a bit of a
bit of fish
fire,
supper.
bit of fish supper, let's chat about the day. But he forces them, constrains them to go into this boat. It's a very forceful word in Greek. He made them go into this boat, sends them off across the lake into the gathering storm. Sun's going down, it's getting dark. It's just like, well, why? Why would you want to
So
do
do you
that?
think he knew he had one miracle up his sleeve for that
Oh,
day?
one miracle.
And that's
Oh,
why
one
he
Can you
miracle left.
speculate on
How many miracles Jesus could do?
his thoughts.
So I
It's
hypothesised.
Ask Simon!
I hypothesised that he might have been trying to create an encounter that took them outside their normal encounter of him. So he goes onto a mountainside to pray on his own. They're off on the lake, battling the storm.
Which is more like a sea.
Yes, Sea of Galilee. And there's this encounter, which is this convergence which is about to happen in the middle of the lake in the storm, where they're really at the end of themselves, physically, emotionally, probably worn out, scared. And then Jesus appears as this ghostly figure walking on the water, which I think must have been absolutely bricking for them, because it says in the Gospels they were terrified because it was like a ghost coming out of the storm towards them.
And it's not something you expect, is it? Let's be
Not
honest.
at all.
And Jesus had put them in this position.
Yeah.
He forced them into the boat.
Yeah.
There was no kind of maybe as if it was like, you're in the boat, you go, I'll deal with the crowds.
Mike Pravacci, who's Greek, says that when he reads that Greek, which he knows a little bit of, he pretends he knows more of it than he does, but it's like it's like us saying in the English, get in the boat now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
forceful as you can
and
be.
it's so Jesus put them in this position to have this very scary encounter.
Yeah. I think taking them into the unknown, to the end of themselves, and so they can encounter him in a whole new way. And I think the point I was trying to make with the talk was we often, actually the world is full of unknowns. We talked about how the whole universe is in motion, we're in motion, everything is moving, but we like the security and stability of things being the same. We don't like the unknown, we don't like the unknowns of the future. So, but actually God meets us in that mystery, often more powerfully than just the normal. You know, so that was the essence of the. I said, I don't think Peter was so interested in walking on the water. I think he was more interested in getting close to Jesus. I think that's often we focus on the walking on the water. But actually, I think Peter just wanted to get back close to the person he loved the most, the person who, you know, he saw as Lord. He wanted to get close to him. I don't think it was like, should we all walk on the water today? I think he wanted to get back close to Jesus. And I think finding that close to Jesus in the unknown is much. I think it's an invitation there for us.
So, this is quite an obvious question. What does that mean for us then in emerging?
Well, what do you think it means? I'll throw it back to you. What do you think? What did you take? Take away, guys? So what did they?
Are you asking me?
Oh,
who wants to go? I'm going to say the obvious thing first and then pass on to Keely. I think there's a lot of mysteries in what's going to happen next, and rather than kind of trying to get exactly, you know, this is what's going to happen, just getting close to God in this time and allowing God to staying close to him in the mystery of what's coming next and leaning on him in that time. That was my kind of takeaway.
Yeah, and in that moment Peter had to surrender, didn't he? He had to put his trust in that connection with Jesus, to get to Jesus, to walk on the water. And I think, like you're saying, these times when we are emerging and nothing's certain, it's that surrendering, leaning into God and just saying, you know, I need you in this moment because you know what to do and I don't. And obviously we have to believe that God has the mystery in his hands and we don't. And so we've got to put our trust in the one who does fully know it all.
And I mentioned the whole thing about forgetting creates fear. You know, that we said that Peter had already experienced Jesus calming a storm in Matthew 8. He'd been in that boat before with a storm on the sea, and Jesus had calmed the storm. So he knew Jesus had the power and authority, but he forgot in the moment who Jesus was. I think, and that's if he had to sink. And so I think remembering and leaning into our experiences of God, particularly on those, it's so important. You know, we have to remember who we are and who God is and what he's done. So anything we can do to reinforce that. We talked about the rule of life, didn't we? Things that make us consciously intentionally conscious of God in every day. So we don't forget who God is, we don't forget what he's doing, we don't forget how he's made us, and we don't distract ourselves from the fear of the unknown, rather we lean into God in that unknownness. So I think anything we can do to do that, you know, I mentioned so many people just, you know, staring at TVs to distract themselves, anything to distract themselves from the unknown. We're very good as humans at doing that, whether it's buying stuff or doing stuff, but actually trying to meet God in the mystery. You know, what's it look like for us to be on that lake and meet God at the edge of ourselves? So it's quite a challenging talk, and I'm still trying to kind of apply it to myself as well.
Yeah, there's a lot in it as well.
And you're going to unpack a little bit more this week about actually how we're with others in mystery, you know, actually how the importance of community and actually being with people in the journey. That's going to be your talk, isn't it, this week?
Yeah, and I feel thoroughly challenged not to ask people what Netflix series they're watching. Jakes, that wasn't the takeaway. Should we leave it there?
Yeah, it's been good.
Great, good. Well, that was this week's coffee chat then. We'll see you Sunday, or we'll see you next Wednesday or whenever it is.
Remember your sunscreen because
please do wear it because I feel horrible. I mean, the back of my neck, absolute nightmare.
And it's going to crack and peel. So
yes,
I hope not.
Yeah, so.
All right, see you later.
Bye.